Hello, good afternoon. My name is Oscar Cepeda, the Associate Planner here with the City of Porterville Planning Division. We're going to go ahead and start today's Project Review Committee for January 25th, 2023 at 1:33 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and do roll call. We're joined here by city staff by Jason Reidenauer, our Assistant City Manager. Again, myself, Oscar Cepeda, the Associate Planner. We're also joined by Jeff O'Neill, our City Planner. We're also joined by Rocio Mejia, our Assistant Planner. We're also joined by Javier Sanchez, our Engineering and Project Management Director. We're joined by James Wickersham, our Chief Building Official with the Building Division. And we're also joined by Brianna Spry with Field Services. I believe that is all from city staff. Okay. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open oral communications. This is the opportunity for members of the public to address the committee on any matter pertaining to project review. Seeing no comments or from the public, we're going to go ahead and close oral communications. So for today's agenda, we have two items. Oh, there it is. We have, I think Tanya is joining us right now. Okay, perfect. Hello, Tanya.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, doing well.
Sorry, I couldn't connect, but I think I turned my camera on. Yes, hi.
Hey, we just started the meeting. We're just going over about to start
Okay.
the first meeting on the agenda.
Perfect. Thank you.
So in regards to the first item, which is Project Review Committee number 2023-003, in which the applicant is requesting a conditional use permit for a Type 41 on-sale beer and wine alcohol license. The license will be in conjunction with a bona fide restaurant, Restaurante La Cabaña, located at 377 East Orange Avenue. The property is located in the CR Retail Centers Zone District, and it is also in the Retail Centers General Plan Land Use. Jason, if you could allow me to share my screen.
You should be allowed to share screen.
Okay.
I have it available as well.
I could pull up the property. As far as the comments from planning, I do have a couple questions for you, Tanya, on the operation of the business. The alcohol sales, are we gonna just limit it to the indoors of the restaurant, or we're also gonna want to include the outdoor patio area for the service of alcohol?
Yeah, I want to include the patio.
Okay. Another question that we have, is there gonna be any future proposals to have live entertainment at the location, indoors or outdoors?
Well, I think the question is no, like it's just for a family
Okay.
going over there and having, michelada or tabi or something, but it will be on business hours. When the restaurant is closed, everything it's done. Everything will be gone.
Okay, thank you. And the reason why behind this question is we would need to identify that information when we present it for the discretionary approval of the conditional use permit. That way we outline the operation and that information. If you do proceed to go that route, that way we could get it approved or potentially get it approved and not having to come back in the future and revisit this process in which we would have to make a modification to the conditional use permit if there's any changes in operation, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And just to clarify, the name of the business is Tio Chema, not
Tio
La
Chema.
Cabaña.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
La Cabaña is another one in Exeter, but
Okay.
that I'm also applying for the license, but that one in Porterville.
We'll adjust that on our end, no worries.
Sure.
But as far as the conditional use permit, it does require, of course, to go through city council for their discretionary approval. The fees for a conditional use permit is $1,164. It will require a public hearing, which will post this a minimum of 10 days prior to meeting for the city council date. It will require a minimum of mailing the public hearing to the properties within a 500 feet radius. The city can provide this service at a fee of $26.50, or you can go through a title company and provide that information for us. As far as the California Department of Alcohol Beverage Control, it does for Census Tract 38.02, which this property is within. It allows 3 on-sale and 4 off-sale alcohol license. Currently, the census tract contains 2 on-sale and 11 off-sale. So at this time, a letter of public convenience or necessity would not be required unless something changes from today or until we go to through that process. If there is an overconcentration, then we would require a letter of public convenience of necessity. There will be some conditions as part of the conditional use permit. For example, no alcohol advertising shall be displayed or viewed from the outside the building. And then, of course, upon approval of a conditional use permit, any future changes in operation which substantially alters the conditions or nature of the subject business will be required approval by our city council. Also, if you were to receive approval of the conditional use permit, it does have a 2-year expiration date in order for you to seek approval from the Department of Alcohol and Beverage Commission. Now, if you don't get an approval within those 2 years, you can request for a 1-year extension. And you did identify on the application the business hours being from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then weekends, I will try to close at 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday.
So 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Sunday to Thursday, and then the other days 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., which is Friday and Saturday, because those are the days people go out the most.
Okay, and normally in the past, we've conditioned the alcohol sales to be limited within those business hours. Okay. Also, conditions of approval would be that all activities associated with the proposed use shall be exclusively confined to the interior of the building, unless again, you would like to also have outdoor alcohol consumption. Any future signage for the building, make sure that you pull your permits and that it complies with our sign ordinance, which is in our chapter 305 of the Porterville Development Ordinance for that location.
Okay.
I do see that the parking is on a separate lot. We will want to make sure that you have ingress, egress for that use of that parking lot for the restaurant.
I'm sorry, are you asking me, or yeah, there's entrances and then to the patio. They're locked right now, but I will make sure, they can get in. Also, the restaurant is the main entrance, and it's another door that connects to the patio for the employees. And there's another doors that connect the parking lot through the patio in case, I open them.
So yeah, for planning, that's gonna be our comments for today, specific to the project being presented. And next up, we're gonna move it along with the building division.
Okay, sounds
I-
good.
I have no comments for the alcohol sales. You just mentioned about the outdoor patio and the gates. You will need to keep those unlocked while you have patrons out in the outdoor patio area in case of emergency. I do recall in the past having the gates with panic hardware installed on them.
Okay, perfect. I will.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments from engineering with Javier?
No comments from engineering.
Any comments from field services with Brianna?
Is this just in regards to the alcohol license?
Yes, what's being
Okay.
proposed at this time is yes, a conditional use permit for alcohol.
Okay, then no, I have no comments.
Thank you. Let's see. As far as comments from fire department, Clayton does apologize not being able to attend today's meeting. But he was able to provide us with fire department's comments. So let me share that with the committee. And if you have any questions related to the comments, you would actually have to reach out to the fire department and speak with Clayton. Looks like the only comments we have is that the fire will require corrections to be made as a result of a recent business inspection to ensure compliance with applicable codes. And again, Clayton could elaborate further in regards to that comment by reaching out to his department.
Okay.
All right. Looks like that's all comments for now related to the application. Do you have any questions for staff at this time?
No, thank you, I don't.
Right, thank you, Tanya. So the city will provide a letter to the applicant related to the application outlining each department's comments and the fees and process to move forward. As far as the next step, it will be to submit those fees associated with the application. And as far as getting the item scheduled for council, it'll be dependent on when we receive the application and fees associated with the conditional use permit. Soonest very may well be to have that meeting will be sometime maybe in March,
Oh,
Um,
perfect,
okay. depending on when we get that information.
perfect.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, and I do have a question.
Oh, sure.
So those fees, can I just, I have to go in person and pay them, or can I call Rocio and because I pay 700 and something, I don't know if it was for this meeting, I already paid that. There's another
Yeah.
fee, I was kind of confused.
Yeah, the $750 fee was for this meeting, Project Review
Okay.
Committee, due to it was a large project, and under our application, any discretionary approvals is considered a large project. In this case, the conditional use permit.
Okay, perfect.
So the other fees are going to be related to the process of the conditional use permit.
Perfect. And I can just, should I go in person and pay it, or can I pay it over the phone?
You could come down in person and pay it at the counter with the check, or you can pay it online through our online services, which is called Paymentes, or you can mail it in through a check or cashier's
Perfect.
check order,
Okay.
whichever will work for you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Tanya.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
The next item that we have for today's agenda is item number 2. Give me 1 second. We're gonna do a comment there. Comment or second comment? I'll just pull them up on the screen. So let me pull up the item here. So we do have the applicant here with us in the conference room for item number 2. I will relate the comments. We will relate the comments in and then I could translate some of the department's comments for the applicant here. Nomás estaba explicando, Arturo, que íbamos a presentar los comentarios de los departamentos primero y que después sí lo iba a traducir en español. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen here of the proposed parcel map. So basically, comment from planning is pretty much going to be going through the process of a tentative map. At this time, the applicant is proposing to subdivide the existing property. Oops, sorry. What happened? To subdivide the existing property into 2 lots, about half acre each lot. Comments from planning are going to be moving forward and processing a tentative map. The tentative map does have to be prepared by a civil engineer or a registered land surveyor. The fees associated with the tentative map, $1,500. Make sure we comply with our chapter 400 for land divisions, specifically chapter 402 for parcel maps. After the parcel map has been approved, or before the parcel map gets approved, it will require to attend parcel map committee. which is a minimum 10-day public hearing notice. And if the map it gets approved, then after the map, you can proceed through a final map, in which we'll outline those fees in the letter. Básicamente, los comentarios de mi departamento es procesando el mapa tentativo, que se va a requerir que lo prepare un profesional, un civil engineer o registered land surveyor. Las cuotas para la aplicación de un mapa tentativa son $1,500 y también incluye otras cuotas mínimas como si se va a requerir otra junta que se llama Parcel Map Committee y esa junta sí va a estar abierto para el público. Sí se va a requerir mínimo 10 días para noticiero del proyecto para los residentes dentro de 300 pies de la propiedad. Y se va a requerir esa junta otra vez que se llama Parcel Map Committee. Y en esa junta es donde se le va a aprobar o donde vamos a presentar para que se le apruebe el mapa tentativo de la propiedad. Y después de ese proceso se va a tener que finalizar el mapa, que también tiene su proceso y sus cuotas. So I just kind of interpreted planning's comments for the project here. ¿Tiene algunas preguntas para nosotros ahorita? No, okay. I just asked the applicant if he has any questions for planning, in which he referenced no. Déjame. Next, we could move it along with building division.
I have no comments on this one, Oscar.
Thank you, James. Next with Javier Sanchez in the project management and engineering division.
All right, thanks, Oscar. The comments here will be, let me see, let's see, to be clear, the home will remain, right?
Yes, the existing house will remain correct.
Okay,
¿Verdad? Estamos, what we can ask the applicant, la casa que está presente no la va a tumbar, ¿verdad? Okay.
okay,
Nomás, yes, he just referenced that the house is to remain and his goal is just to subdivide the property.
okay. Yeah, so I'll have a few comments. Usually when a parcel subdivided and there's an existing home, improvements will be required for the parcel that has existing
Okay.
homes, and then before we can record the map,
Okay,
and then you know that would include the concrete or the frontage improvements, which is curb gutter sidewalk. In this case, also it would include sewer line. I thought that we had that available, but it's only at Park and Grand. And the water line is in, even though you'll see GIS not showing that, but the sewer isn't.
and they would have to process that prior to finaling the map.
In this case, yes, because there being an existing home, it's typically we require it at time of a building permit. But since it all exists, it's been a condition for existing homes.
Okay.
So,
James, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there a building permit review for this one recently? ¿Que no estamos proponiendo un proyecto aquí? ¿Sacó un permiso para la propiedad en el último 2 meses? ¿No? Para agregarle a la casa, ¿no?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Okay,
Did he say that?
no, I thought we did have one. I just couldn't remember. Javier, would you be able to translate that, your comments in Spanish?
Sure.
Javier le va a dar unos comentarios del Departamento de Ingeniería sobre qué requisitos le podrán requerir sobre el mapa.
Let me see. Lo que se requiere para este proyecto es de se va a necesitar instalar como el bordillo y la banqueta enfrente de la parcela que se va a tener la casa que ya existe. Y también se necesitaría extender la línea de desagüe, porque ahorita nomás hay la línea de agua enfrente de su casa, enfrente de esa propiedad, y para poder dividir la propiedad se tendría que extender esa línea de desagüe. Ahí-
¿A qué se refiere?
Javier, he's asking the curb. Is it this, would be this here? El bordillo, what does that mean? That'd be the,
The curb. No, I think that's just like a mow strip for the fence posts.
oh, yeah, okay.
Let me
Uh,
check.
Let me see if we have an example here down the street. Básicamente la banqueta, no, sí, cuando un propietario propone, now, the applicant just made a comment about, other properties not having those improvements.
Mhm.
So I was just gonna relate that it would be improved on development.
Right.
So básicamente cuando un propietario propone un proyecto en su propiedad, hace mejoramientos, le podrán requerir hacer esos mejoramientos en el área público, o también cuando proponen división de propiedad, donde le podrán también requerir eso en parte de procesando el mapa. I'm not sure if you want to add more to that, Javier, or if I explained it correctly.
No, that was right on.
I just basically explained that public improvements is triggered with development and or sometimes with when we propose a map.
Right,
So
yeah.
that's
I was just gonna say, tenemos un poco más de flexibilidad si nomás sería un permiso, pero como es un mapa creando más parcelas, entonces hay más requerimientos con esos procesos.
básicamente el bordillo va a ser este, mire, haciéndole el curbside, el gutter y la banqueta
Ujú.
por los últimos standards de la ciudad.
¿Se refiere la banqueta en todo el terreno que tenga?
He just made a comment, applicant just asked, a comment is if those improvements will be needed on the full length of the property. But I believe you mentioned earlier, it would be only where the house is. The lot where-
Es solamente enfrente de la propiedad que se va a crear con la casa que existe. So, es el lote número 1. Esos mejoramientos serían hasta que se construyera algo en esa propiedad.
So sería solamente el lote número 2, donde ahorita tiene la casa presente, esos
Ujú.
mejoramientos serían solamente en la frente de este lote, dependiendo, ¿verdad? Dónde va a ajustar la línea. Pero en el futuro, cuando desarrolla un proyecto en el lote número 1, como ahorita es un lote baldío, en el futuro, cuando propone un proyecto, es cuando le van a requerir esos mejoramientos en este lote. Pero como con este proyecto para dividir, sería solamente este,
Nada más el puro frente de
el
la
puro
casa.
frente donde va a tener el lote de la casa.
Nada más lo que está ahorita, o ya contando si va a ser, ya que se divide en medio acre. Se va a hacer el medio acre, nada más el puro frente de la casa, nada más ahorita.
His question was, would it be the whole frontage of the lot, or would it be only in front of the house?
Let's see, zoning. This is zoning's,
RM1, it's low medium density residential.
yeah. Sería toda la anchura de la propiedad, serían los 133 y un cuarto de pies. Porque típicamente nomás si limitaríamos los mejoramientos al frente de la casa, la zona tendría que ser de otra.
Comercial. So, siempre si se va a hacer mucho mejoramiento o algo que también podemos proponer esta línea más para acá, ¿verdad? Para que no tenga que ser todos los mejoramientos.
Estoy pensando que en un futuro planean el lote uno hacer una otra propiedad. Entonces tendría que inventar todo el acre de banqueta y van a querer también por el lado de la otra calle de la Ward. O no recuerdo cómo se llama.
Yeah, he was just asking a question. When lot number 1 gets developed, you know, what are those improvements what is that gonna be? Is it gonna be frontage improvements on both Park and was it Grand Avenue?
Right. Let me see. Because that distance was like double, 266. The standard comment is yes, they would, but then we'd look at valuation. So
Okay, yeah.
el requisito sería, el requisito estándar sería que sí se requirieran la banqueta y el bordillo por los dos lados, pero dependiendo en la evaluación del permiso, posiblemente se podría ajustar cuánto se necesita en la avenida Grand. A lo mejor podemos hacer solamente el bordillo y no la banqueta.
Y nomás también para darle de saber, los comentarios los vamos a presentar en una carta, pero van a ser más concreto para que podamos revisar sus preguntas y darle una respuesta sobre sus preguntas más concretas. Pero sí le vamos a mandar una carta con los comentarios de esta junta y otros comentarios adicionales.
Ahí para pues, poner banqueta y el bordillo es en toda la, pues sigue siendo toda la L por la calle Grand y por la Park. Eso está en terreno, entonces, bueno, de eso no habría problema si yo quiero hacer el proyecto y tengo que hacerlo. Tendré que hacer.
Y se me hace que como lo presentó el señor Sánchez, dijo que va a ser dependiendo en el desarrollamiento del proyecto en este lote, dependiendo en la evaluación del permiso. Now, can you make a reference to that 20%, Javier, goes into public improvements?
Right, that's typically, yeah, so si por ejemplo construyera una casa de, vamos a decir 250,000 en el futuro, 20% serían 50,000. So, tomaríamos esa cantidad para ver cuántos mejoramientos se pueden hacer con esa cantidad.
Ok. Otra vez, si tiene algunas otras preguntas, pues nos puede hablar, me puede contactar a mí o al señor Sánchez, o también para que le podamos dar más información sobre esos requisitos.
De lo otro que dijo del agua,
Ajá.
¿a qué se refería con el
His question, the applicant just asked a question about the water and the sewer.
Mm.
Se me hace que estaba diciendo el señor Sánchez que sí hay una línea de agua, pero en este mapa no lo presenta, pero sí hay una línea de agua presente por la park, right, Javier?
Right.
Yeah, water. Pero no hay una línea de would it be drenaje? Is that the word? Drenaje.
Yeah, or desagüe.
Desagüe. And that's where it stubs out right there?
Yeah, that's the one that they'd have to pull all the way to the south property line.
And they would have
And
to connect the house
correct.
as part of the map. Okay.
Es, so, existe la línea de agua y pueden hacer conexiones directamente a ella, pero la línea del desagüe se tendría que extender de donde se enseña ahorita hasta la línea de propiedad al sur de su casa.
que tendré que ponerle a la casa donde yo tengo que ponerle ese servicio?
Sí, como lo está presentando el señor Sánchez, que con el presupuesto del mapa se le va a requerir extender la línea y conectar la casa que existe.
Porque tengo pues cosa,
Ujú.
tengo que cancelar la cosa para meter el servicio.
The applicant's question was, would he have, so with that, would they have to abandon the well? I mean, not the well, but the septic tank or
Uh,
septic.
Correct, yeah, that it's part of that.
Sí, dijo el
Tiene que
señor,
ponerse ese servicio.
con proponiendo un mapa y it was before the final the map, right, Javier?
Yeah,
Okay. Sí, le van a requerir con una condición del mapa antes que lo finalicen, que conecte la casa que existe, que sería la casa en lote número 2, al drenaje. Y con conectarse al sistema de la ciudad, se va a requerir que abandone la fosa séptica. Mande.
Se aliviana, sí, no, mi esposa no ha fallado nada, tengo como 8 años ahí.
No, sí, es una condición cuando
Sí,
procesamos
sí.
unos mapas y si no están conectados al sistema. No, yeah, applicant just made a comment about that, his system has never failed. That it's a good system.
yeah, it's just like we've done in other developments, it's just, a process of development
Correct.
for water quality.
Correct, which I did reiterate that.
Mhm.
Tengo preguntas, yo.
Okay, sí, hay que continuar. The applicant, Mr. Baca, just referenced that they don't have any further question at this time, so we'll continue on with the comments from other departments. No comments from building, right, James? No comentarios del departamento de building. How about with Brianna, field services?
I have no comments.
No tiene comentarios Brianna del departamento de servicios, field services. Next, who do we have? Fire department. All right, let me see. Fire Department, el departamento de bomberos nos dio los comentarios. Déjeme revisarlos. So fire department's comments, from Clayton just references that the property owners should be aware that future development of the property shall require compliance with the California Fire Code, which may include but not be limited to the installation of fire hydrants, fire department access and turnaround and other related improvements. So el comentario del departamento de bomberos, nomás le está dando de saber que con el desarrollamiento de la propiedad en el futuro, le podrán requerir que instale, what's the word, fire hydrant? Boca de incendios.
Sí, tienen, ya tienen, ¿no?
Pues algo que ellos van a evaluar, porque cuando desarrollan, por ejemplo, un proyecto, puede ver una que no está dentro, se me hace que los requisitos son 300 pies.
Porque están ahí en la par, antes de llegar a la grande.
Sí, otra vez eso lo va a evaluar el departamento de los bomberos.
Claro,
Sí, hay una.
incluso hasta, pues, siempre se tapa periodo, le quemo ahí para que se mire la válvula. Antes más por acá, aquí en la esquina.
Okay. He's just referencing that there's a fire hydrant there across the street. Pero otra vez, cuando usted va a someter planos del proyecto, el departamento de bomberos le podrán requerir instalar una o dos o ni una, pero es lo que ellos van a evaluar. También un comentario es dependiendo cómo están, si, por ejemplo, si en la propiedad usted quiere desarrollar apartamentos en este lote y y la entrada es por la park, como de aquí atrás, si tiene una unidad atrás, como son más de 150 pies, hay veces que le requieren una área donde se puede voltear un troque. Otra vez, son comentarios básicos, pero todo va a depender en el futuro del proyecto, cómo lo hacemos. Pero nomás los comentarios del departamento de building. I just went over the comments from building, fire department, kind of reference. It's going to be specific to their future development. Parece que son todos los comentarios de los departamentos. Looks like that's all comments from departments, unless there's something I left out. So sí, son todos los comentarios de los departamentos. Como le había explicado anterior, le vamos a mandar una carta sobre los comentarios que discutimos hoy y sobre el proceso si quiere seguir con el mapa. I just made reference to that the comments from today's meeting will be mailed in a letter. Also that it would include the process if they would like to move forward and fees if they would like to move forward with the map. ¿Unas más preguntas para nosotros?
Pues, para ahorita no, ahorita tengo la mente.
Okay. No hay problema. Aquí estamos disponibles. Tiene mi número si gustaría hablar después sobre el proyecto. I just asked the applicant if he has any additional questions at this time that he said no, not at this time. Okay, sounds good. So será todo. Gracias, Arturo. Thank you. I'm thanking the applicant on their project, and looks like that is all. We're gonna go ahead and end today's project review committee meeting at 2:17 p.m. Thank you.